Well, look, our expectations today are very high, and they are motivated by the fact that we were granted bail based on the arguments that we were tabled, and the judge president there found that we were held in prison unfairly, and it was ridiculous for us to be held in prison. And part of the things and the fundamental issues that we had raised is the relationship between the NPA and the ruling party, the ANC, the visit to the House. Those were our points of departure and our prayers to say, declare the meeting null and void and irregular, declare the meeting as dubious and as interference with the judicial system. Now, that's the interesting part. That's why we are here in court, to hear the judge pronouncing and his findings in the relationship and the visit. If it happens that indeed the visit was irregular and gross, it challenges the constitutionality and the powers of the MPA moving forward, and how other young people like Kanyile are still held in prison, because all of them are victims of a political sphere. What is happening, the current political dispensation, that young people are still held in prison under a black government. We were used to our people being arrested during Verwoerd and Malan, so it was normal. But we can't allow our people to live and be normal in an abnormal situation. It's shocking that we still have political prisoners in a black government. Now, those are our expectations. Fees Must Fall movement is going on. The Fees Must Fall movement is not deterred by the arrest and harassment. Now, and victimizations, because remember, quite a number of the Fees Must Fall leaders have been victimized in the classroom through the examinations. But I can safely say to you that Kanyile wrote 4 papers, and he got distinction in all 4 papers. He wrote 4 papers in prison, sure, and he got a distinction in all 4 papers. So it tells you that the Fees Must Fall leaders, it's not those who don't want school. It's those who want school, but not for themselves, but for the rest of the country, for the underprivileged. You know, now what I am saying is that we are still on the drawing board. We don't want to disrupt examinations. We don't want to disrupt registrations, because we want our people to come back into the system and to be students in numbers. But what is happening now, remember that government has responded to quite a number of the things that we were raising. Government has responded to the issue of the missing middle, in that if you couldn't afford to have NSFAS and you couldn't afford to take a loan, you are not poor enough to have NSFAS, but you are not rich enough to have a loan. So those are the people who are getting excluded. So government is saying those ones are covered. Now, again, the issues that we were raising was the previous debt, where you find that we are owing last year's money. The government came out yesterday to say universities must register all of those people with previous debts. They will clear the debt. So it answers all the questions of Fees Must Fall. And then on the issue of, what is the other one, other issue of Fees Must Fall? On the issue of, there is previous debt, there is the missing middle, yeah, and then what is missing now,
free education.
The free education is a whole. It's complete, but it has elements in it which speaks to the missing middle, speaks to accommodation, because you can't separate teaching and learning and accommodation. You can't come from Tzaneen or Vembe region to come and study in Joburg and sleep in the pipes and compete with someone who's coming from Northcliffe. Because that's the mistake that universities has been doing. They don't care where these poor students sleep. You sleep in the toilet, you compete with someone who's coming from Senti, but the same results are expected. So those are the challenges that I think what you call Fees Must Fall has achieved.